Okay, go.
You're hitting a stud. No, he's not.
Well, you gotta keep going.
What is with those goggles? Good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Château, and in this episode I thought it would be fantastic to finally share with you how we did the faux French fireplace. We are taking this 1980s eco house and dialing back the clock to try to make it look like a 1780s farmhouse, a French farmhouse. That's actually a lot harder than it sounds. So when you have an old house, things are already crusty, they're chippy, the floors are creaky, and then you just try to make improvements and work with that. And when you have a new house, you're kind of in this mode of deconstructing and trying to make things look old. And it's actually proving to be quite a challenge. So we did some major deconstructing for this project. Now, there used to be a ginormous pantry that jutted out into the room. I don't know why anyone would ever do that, but it was huge. It had louver doors and it was covered in blue wallpaper with little pink flowers. It was delicious. And so we had some serious demo going on. The kids got to take the sledgehammer to it. That was about the first thing that we did right when we moved in about 10 months ago.
I made Chewy on Dad's iPad a boy.
Serious, a French guy on mine.
Wait, yeah, here.
Oh my gosh.
What a drag.
That shows you what the floor looks like clean though.
Here.
Just use the cardboard as a toboggan.
It's getting pretty in here. Yeah, that's gonna go.
Oh, hi, Jude.
It's really wonky how they had to do that. I don't like it. We're talking about that little situation right there. The ceiling line.
I sneaked in.
You sneaked in. Behind is the bathroom.
These work.
He's getting me gloves.
Those work for you. Or you want to use these?
Uh,
I can use those.
Yeah,
You can use these.
yeah.
No, taco. No, stay down. Here, guys. Come here, get it. Not a problem. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you, Lowe's. We appreciate you coming out.
Now, with this project, we have been procrastinating, okay? Not procrastinating out of laziness, procrastinating out of sheer intimidation because we're not masons, we're not carpenters. We have a painting background and I'm pretty creative and Joel's super handy, but we really stretched ourselves with this project. So it all began with my idea to create something that I was referring to as a faux French fireplace. Simply put, when you look at those old houses in Europe and there's a fireplace in the kitchen, but the chimney no longer works, a lot of times they'll put the range right in that spot. And I love that look, and that's what I wanted to create here. And it's definitely a focal point for our kitchen. So where you're looking at me right now, that's where you walk into the kitchen, and this is the first thing you see. So you used to see a huge pantry, and now you see this. So I wanted to have that look of the fireplace scallop on the sides, the stone background. This mama wanted a pot filler for making all those pasta meals for the kiddos. and a place for my salt dish, and a place to put my pretties and decorate for Christmas. It came out fantastic, but it was really, really challenging. We are both really skilling up during this whole process, and it's been amazing. Joel's plumbing skills have gotten better. He did such a great job with the copper sink, and he knocked it out of the park with this one. So after he took down the pantry, he took out the wall and ran a hot and cold line for my pot filler. I was so proud of him, so friggin' impressed. And I took cardboard and shaped out these templates, or like a pattern, for the sides of this fireplace. I learned how to run a saw. We cut these wood pieces. We figured out how to attach them. We had our first experience with Lowe, which is like a really bendable plywood. We learned how to get it wet and round it out. That was super cool.
Yeah.
Now hold my thumb. There you go.
All right, now what?
Alright.
Hold on, Dad's trying to complete a
Okay,
thought.
I thought with the 2x6, we could attach the plywood to the sides of the 2x6 and screw the 2x6 straight to this.
Yes.
For support.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It'll go all the way down to the floor, and then
As will the plywood.
as will the plywood.
I don't know.
think it looks that
I
bad.
don't think it looks that bad either.
Wait, I'll go get a base.
What are we shooting for?
I don't. You know what, Joel? Can you just attach this really quick so I can think without holding it up? That'd be brilliant.
Do you need to hold it?
Maybe not. We'll see.
So this is Lowe, which just means it's super thin plywood and you can bend it. We're doing some pretty hard curves here and causing a lot of stress on the wood. So we soaked it in the bathtub for a good 45 minutes in hot water. And then Joel's gonna go ahead and score the back of it on the two major stress points, and that's gonna give us the great curve for the front of the fireplace.
Is that what fire up, you think?
Yeah. Just listen for the crack. Ugh. It's that same spot. Maybe those should be a little bit deeper. These ones up here, because that's the same spot that really freaked out on the last one. Things really got cooking one rainy afternoon. We had already laid the flooring where the range was going to sit, and it was time to move on to the back wall. I was really, really nervous. How in the world was stone going to stay on a wall? I know people do this every day, but we're not masons. How are we going to pull this off?
So you ready?
Yeah, I'm just nervous.
About what?
Well, just gravity that we're gonna stick a stone to the wall and it's gonna all stay there. Just tell me how much.
That's good.
Got this stone up, and then I'm like, how are we going to mortar in between each of these stones? I remember, hey, I'm a baker, and I know how to pipe cookies, so I got my piping bag out and my frosting spreader, and Joel would fill the piping bag for me, and I literally piped the mortar in between each stone. It worked out perfectly. I had the flat frosting spreader, did a little bit with the baby on my lap even, and it just started coming together and coming together.
You're such a lassie.
You know, Joel and I met on a dance floor, so if you can learn to dance together without murdering each other, you can do a project like this. This was the most challenging. I'll get my pretty herbs out of the way. This swoop right here, and then even going over this with the joint compound, I did not enjoy. But I'm going to show you what I do enjoy. Let me move my bread. I wish you could smell it. I enjoy my pot filler. Check it. So exciting. So exciting. Pasta is like my go-to bailout meal move when we're low on groceries or when I need something fast for the family. And having this is so stinking handy. He did a beautiful job. I will put the details of what kind of faucet this is because faucets can get really pricey. Then this one was actually affordable and it had the look that I wanted. So I'm doing 6 tablespoons of butter. I don't know, what do you think that's? 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of honey. And some shallots still from last year's potager. Chestnuts, apples, and cabbage. And we're gonna let that like simmer and get delicious for about 45 minutes and then have it with sausages. Does that sound good? That's quite a face you made.
Ready? Have a seat.
So much.
Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah.
Cut it for it, let's see.
Now get my fries off.
Do I go like this?
Last but not least, we have the top of the mantle. That is something that I'm just gonna have to take my time with. I'm learning with this house not to rush into projects, like really let the house speak to me, don't do anything impulsive. And so in that spirit, I have a door on top of this amazing project. It's a nice heavy door. Joel found it in the garage. That's what's gonna work for now until we find the perfect barn beam. The problem with finding an older piece of wood or a barn beam is that they're either very thick or they're not as thick and they're not deep enough. So we're gonna have to find the perfect one that we can cut in half and then lay side by side to just finish and create the look that we want. But all in all, this project came out fantastic. I love it. And it's the first thing you see when you walk in the kitchen. I can't wait to decorate it for Christmas. Yes, it took us the better part of 6 months to finally pull the trigger and get it done. But now we have it. It's beautiful. And it really just completes the French farmhouse kitchen look that I was going for. We do receive questions about the range. So it is a Cosmo. They're Italian-made burners. I was looking for something that was 36 inches wide, 5 burners for sure, with the different variety of burners. And it's a Cosmo. We call it Kramer, okay, which I think is super cute. We have had a few problems with it. They're actually sending us a brand new one. And the problems just came about with converting the gas system and everything. So I think it's really great that they're sending me a new one. I love the size. I'm saving my pennies for a LaCanche, but in the meantime, I definitely didn't want anything with a backsplash. I wanted something that looked very chefy, very industrial, and this is the perfect piece. You can find the Cosmo actually in my Amazon store. Sometimes they're hard to find, but I did post the exact one that I have in my Amazon store, and also a variety of faucets, the one I have, and one's really similar that I think really have a Parisienne Farmgirl look too. I'm thrilled that you're enjoying these episodes of Everyday Château. Be sure to go right down there and hit the subscribe button because that lets me know that you're loving it. Now, in the latest edition of the newsletter is the foreword to my new book. Something a little bit different. I have designed a day planner for your 2019. You know my mantra is joie de vivre, joy of life, so this is called 2019, a year of joie de vivre. I'm walking you through the year, helping you plant those seeds of inspiration, making intentional moves towards having more joy in your life. I think you're gonna love it, so be sure to subscribe to the newsletter, either down here or over on Instagram, so that you can get a sneak peek at the forward of the book, because it's going to be available in just a couple weeks, just in time for Christmas. Now, the next big project we have going on here at Everyday Château is what I call the middle room. I'll tell you what, it's It's horrible. This is a beautiful room with a cathedral ceiling, a fabulous chandelier covered in nasty, rough-hewn cedar that's always giving us splinters, and my hair is always getting caught in it. But it does have a real stone fireplace that needs to be featured to its fullest potential. And then we have this railing that goes up in our hallway, and there's actually deck railing on this hallway. So if you've been watching these episodes, perhaps you've spotted the identical deck railing on the deck that we took off outside, but there's green treated wood in my living room, and that's the next project. I think we're gonna blow your mind. So be sure to tune in every Friday at 1 o'clock. That's when we do our very best to post a new episode of Everyday Château. Yes, sometimes there are internet problems. We do live on a peninsula in the middle of the Great Lakes, and sometimes we don't have the best service, but we always do our very best for you to have a fresh episode every Friday at 1 o'clock. I'm so glad you're watching. Sign up for the newsletter, get a sneak peek at the forward of my new book, 2019, A Year of Joie de Vivre, and I'll see you next week. A bientôt.